Good evening, guys, and happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces. Oh my goodness, guys, we are supposed to be having record-breaking weather this week. Like how hot it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like in the 60s. We're grilling for dinner tomorrow because I got those hamburger and hot dog buns from Jewel, but also too because it's going to be 60 degrees out, and also because I've got hamburgers and sausages in the freezer. So we're going to probably do hamburgers is what I got out for tomorrow, and then probably do sausages maybe on Wednesday. No, maybe not Wednesday. I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday possibly. Just because Wednesday we're going to the grocery stores normally, and then on Thursday my dad has the football stuff, so maybe we do it. I don't know how warm it's supposed to stay though, like for how long. So I don't know if by like Friday it's still gonna be that warm, but like I know the beginning of the week's still supposed to be pretty warm, so maybe I'll try and take advantage of it earlier in the week, and we'll just do like Monday and Wednesday, because Tuesday is when my parents go out for their date night, and they'll get like either they'll order like takeout if they're planning on doing something like at home, like watching a movie or whatever, if they go out to go and eat, or if they go out to a movie and eat. And if it's not specifically like that they're going out to get something, we normally just do leftovers on Tuesday, or it's like something from the freezer or the pantry or whatever, you know, it's like a can of soup, or you know, like a frozen dinner, you know, like that kind of stuff. So that is what Tuesdays normally look like, which is why, like I said, we're not grilling on Tuesday. That's what we do, just again too, so that it's like flexible. So if my parents are like, oh yeah, we are gonna go out to eat, I don't have anything planned, you know. And then if they're not, it's just like, okay, well then just again to find leftovers or whatever it is. So it looks like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as of right now will probably be covered, and then we'll have to figure out about Thursday and Friday what we plan on doing, because I didn't really have a meal plan set up for this week. But it is, guys, it is warm out. It's funny too, my dad was like, look at, I'm in shorts. He's like, oh my goodness, this is so nice right now. So I didn't wear shorts, I did wear a t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt on, Cubs t-shirt actually, because the Cubs were playing today, guys. And that's like, so like I know it's spring, and like spring is coming. I mean, again too, because normally it starts like February or like, you know, March, when it's still cold out. Sometimes it's still snowing out, you know. Again too, the early spring training games are normally in, you know, like the Cactus League, so it's all like, you know, they're in Arizona, you know, again, like that kind of stuff. So it's obviously warmer out there than it is over here, but you know, like it's just the having spring training and finally having baseball back on TV to be able to watch, it's just, it reminds me so much of spring, and like, you know, the anticipation then for summer coming soon. Like, I don't know why, especially this year, I got so excited for baseball. I was like, I can't believe baseball's coming back on, like it's gonna be back on TV soon. And like, you know, I just like, I knew that there was like something to watch every single day, because it's kind of weird too, even the hockey, basketball, football's on, you know, like that kind of stuff. And like honestly too, there's like an NFL football game on almost every single day. I think the only days you don't is on Friday, Saturdays, depending on if it's like the end of the season, because once college football's over, then you have Saturday, you know, they'll use Saturdays as like other games or playoff games or whatever. But normally it's those 2 days and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right, that they don't have football. But when college football's on, the games are normally on Saturday, and then again too, when we have football for the high school, it's on Friday. So like there's only 2 days normally, which is on Tuesday and on Wednesday, when there's not football in, you know, like the fall. So there's normally football to watch almost every single day. But it's just kind of weird though too, because I will find sometimes that I'm like, oh, like again too, the Bulls aren't playing or the Blackhawks aren't playing or whatever. So it's like, you know, and again too, like, oh, there's no football on or something like that. Like there'll be a couple of days where like I won't have any sports to watch. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But with baseball, it is super, super rare that they're not playing, you know. Like if they actually have an off day, it's like, you know, like 1 out of every, like, I don't know what it is, like 12 days or something like that. It's something like really long. Like you're gonna get a lot of baseball before you get a break. Whereas again, to other sports, you have to have so many days on, so many days off kind of thing. You know, like sometimes they'll have back-to-back games, but other times too, it's normally like every other day kind of thing or whatever. So, you know, I mean, and there's always sports on to watch. It's just whether or not it's my team that I want to watch. The same thing too with like, if it's like, oh, there's a Monday Night Football game on or something like that, but I'm like, it's two teams that I just can't stand, I probably won't watch it. But, you know, for the most part, I watch almost all of the football games, unless, like I said, it's that scenario. Otherwise, I'll probably end up watching almost all the football games. It's just like the other sports like basketball and hockey, like I don't necessarily like go out of my way to watch the other teams. And like also too, it's like rare that it's like, oh, you know, like tonight there's, you know, like this on this channel and it's a team that I actually like or whatever, because they don't advertise all of the games, you know, whereas like football, it's like you get like normally a large portion of the games. On top of that too, if it is like the like nationally televised games like Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football or whatever, you will most likely end up getting those games. So I mean, it just kind of depends, but you can probably find those ones. And you know, versus like again too, like I like Boston, I like the Celtics, so I will watch, you know, like basketball wise, I would watch them if they were on, but it's like rare to like actually know and come across when the games are on and stuff like that, if that makes sense. It's not like it's, oh, you know, this nationally televised game is always on, you know, like, and I'll always catch them, because again too, there's so many games. So while they might have coverage of several basketball games every single night, it might not be teams that I really care about. And I don't follow basketball or hockey that much. I probably follow basketball a little bit more, and then hockey probably a little less, and then probably the same thing too with baseball. Like baseball and hockey are kind of the same. Like I won't really watch a team unless it's like a team that I really like or something like that. Like I wouldn't normally put a baseball game on just to put a baseball game on, or the same thing too with hockey. But on occasion I might watch a basketball game if it's not the Bulls. Like again too, I might watch like a Celtics game, or like, I mean, I would prefer watching a Celtics game, but like I said, there's sometimes some other games that I will watch. Also too, when they are the more like nationally televised games, like I think they normally have them on TNT. So like I'll watch those games sometimes. But also too, like I think Wednesday night in NHL they have like the rivalry games. So again too, sometimes you can end up catching some of those, like, you know, again, different teams that are, you know, like I said, playing that aren't your area teams, if that makes sense. So anyways, but like I said, I don't watch them that often, or the other sports. And again too, I'm so excited for baseball, but it's one of the things where if it's not my team, I'm not even really gonna watch baseball all that often. But that is the thing too though, is that like when it comes to playoffs, I will watch the playoffs of whatever teams really. Just because again too, if it's a team I don't like, I'll probably be rooting against them. If it's a team I do like, I'll probably be rooting for them. Or just to like kind of picking, you know, being like, oh, I want this team to go really far, I like this person on the team or whatever, and like that kind of stuff. So like when it does come to any of those sports, I will watch, you know, the playoff games for sure. As far as regular season, again too, I very rarely ever watch a game that, like, unless it was like again too, like the Blackhawks are playing like a Wednesday night rivalry game and then there's a game on after it, I might possibly just stick around and like keep watching, especially if I'm doing something. Like I was actually working on my grocery list today because the Blackhawks, the Bulls, and the Cubs all played today, so there was lots of sports on to watch today. Again, getting back to the whole baseball thing, I'm just like, it's I don't know, it's like more exciting for me than Christmas was this year. I don't know why. Like, I know that sounds really weird to say, but like the anticipation for it, like I was counting down the days to like when baseball was starting this year, and like I didn't really, again too, like I was for Christmas, but like I was more excited. Like to me, I'm like, it's gonna be spring, we're gonna get to go and do things outside, the flowers are gonna be coming up, like just all those things. It's like when baseball hits, it's when I know like that those things are coming, and like that's just so exciting to me. And also too, because I don't know, like it's just, baseball is summer, like baseball's a summer sport, and so just knowing that it's like coming back is, you know, even though it's spring training right now, but just knowing that like the regular season will be starting after spring training starts, you know, and just knowing like that that's summer, and being like, yes, finally we're gonna get, like, summer is gonna come again. And I like summer a lot more than I like winter, which is why again too, it's like the anticipation for Christmas is like, yeah, but I have to have winter weather. So whereas in in, you know, like with baseball, it's like I get to have summer weather, which is more exciting to me. But again, too, the weather and how nice and warm it's been and it's getting, I'm actually considering opening up the windows tomorrow because that is how warm it's going to be. I'm actually thinking too, because it's kind of warm in my room right now, I might actually open up the windows while I take a shower, just a little bit, and then go and take a shower, and hopefully it cools down a little bit in here. But like, I don't know if I want to sleep with them open because it is going to be cold, like it's going to be under 50 degrees. But and I don't know, I actually don't know if the furnace is ran at all yet, but I don't want the furnace, like, you know, all the hot air that is being blown in to just go out the window and me be freezing cold. But I wouldn't mind it cooling down a little bit in between the time I take a shower and then come back in my room for like an hour probably. I mean, it's not gonna like freeze in here because it's not 30, it's like just, I think, a little bit below 50 degrees, which actually sounds really nice. Like, again too, if it was maybe just a slight bit warmer, I might even consider like opening up my window, like, again, just a little bit, just to kind of let some of that cool air in. But that is also one of my other favorite things and something I'm so excited about. And it's funny too, because one of the things that like playoff hockey reminds me of, because the Blackhawks were competing, you know, in the playoffs for several years all in a row. But I remember there was one game that went into like, I don't even know, like triple overtime or something like that, and it was so late and I fell asleep, but I had the windows open, I was watching it in my room. And like that again too, it's like those little memories that you have, you know. Like, to me, playoff hockey is like having my windows open in the spring too, because it was like late spring or something like that, I think that the game was. And so like having my windows open and, you know, just like getting to watch like hockey. But then I kept falling asleep because it was on for so long. It was like, I mean, triple overtime is like they played an extra full game because there's 3 periods, so it was like they played another 3 periods after that. It was like they played 2 whole games, and I just remember being like, oh my goodness, I've like falling asleep, and then I ended up waking back up and I fell back asleep again. But like just having like the cool breeze from like outside and stuff like that was so nice. And that also reminds me a lot of like, you know, again, like spring and stuff like that was also playoff hockey. But I don't know why this year I'm just super excited and looking forward to baseball and just like everything baseball kind of brings too. And I feel like the Cubs too are trending like in the right direction right now as far as like, you know, like players, staff, you know, like that kind of stuff. And like, again too, they probably will be pretty competitive this year. So like, it's not just because like I'm really looking forward to like them having a good season, it's just I'm really excited for baseball, like just in general, just for it to be back on and just to be able to watch. Like, even if I knew like they're gonna be really crummy this year, I still would be, I think, just as excited. Like, I'm not exclusively excited because of, you know, like rosters and, you know, like again too, like how competitive the season's going to be. It's like I'm just excited to be able to watch it again. Even if like every game they lose, I'm just like, I feel the same excitement as like even they could win like every game, I'd be like the same amount of excited for it to be back on. So because I know I've mentioned this a couple times now, and it's just one of those things too where, like I said, I'm more of a football girl, like I'm more into football, but I am just super right now like so into baseball. I am so excited. I've been waiting for it to come back on, like, you know. So I'm, like I said, I'm very excited now because we've already had 3 games and I think they play again tomorrow. So anyways, I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.